Well, hello everybody, and hello Jean-Philippe, hello Juan. Um, thank you
Hello.
so much for thank you
Hello.
so much for joining us today in this roundtable that is going to be around the Vanguard tech, right? I mean, all the things that we have in the forefront under the Vanguard are the movement in the legal teams and in the legal areas of the companies. So let me introduce a little bit our speakers today. We have with us Jean-Philippe Doho, who is the legal innovation manager at Ubisoft. He joined Ubisoft in 2018, and his team now is very focused around legal operations, legal tech, design, awareness, and communication. And well, as Jean-Philippe says, there are challenges to make law more accessible, deliver legal projects in a more systemic way, help legal professions to embrace creativity and uncertainty. So let's talk about it today, right? And we also have with us Mr. Juan Riego, who is the General Counsel and Board Secretary at Carrefour Spain. He has an impressive career. He's been in Carrefour for 25 years already, and he's also part of the executive committee. He leads a strong legal team, and the receipt he received an international award that has been a recognition for his outstanding work until now, right? So thank you so much for being with us today. And if you want, let's start the conversation. I'm gonna be asking you some questions, and of course, feel free to introduce any topic that you're happy with it. So let's go for the first one. Uh, where do you see the challenges in legal technology today? What are the main challenges in legal technology?
I
Go
can
ahead,
Jean-Philippe?
I can
Jean-Philippe.
start it.
What?
Oh,
Okay.
Yes. So I would give I would probably say three main challenges. So I would say one of the first challenges would be adoption. So when you actually have legal technology, the problem, or usually one of the main challenges is how do people will use it. And this challenges is based on tailor your solution based on the problem or the user you have. Majority of the time, teams will have an idea about a technology and then go for it without really questioning what is the problem and what is the need. Our manager, Geoffrey, used to say, fall in love more with the problem and not with the solution. So one of the first thing I think with the challenges is to really focus tech more on the problems we want to solve and the people behind those problems and what are those people really need. Second challenge is really to collaboration. I think a lot of the tools right now that are on the market are really working in silos. So you have a solution, and then it really answers one problem or one thing, but you don't have a global solution that allows you to talk to different tools, but also talk to the systems around. So I think that's one of the challenges that we need to face, as a community. And I think the last challenges for me is more sharing knowledge. I think there's a lot of good content, and people are willing to share a lot of times, and that's why we're having this conference right now. But
yeah.
unfortunately, we're still a business, and I see that sharing knowledge usually is not the primary thing, and I would like to have a bit more of exchange, of sharing knowledge, of talking, having debates that allow the community to grow and grow as businesses, as business people, but also as people within social and within the community and within the world as lawyers.
Wow, that is very interesting. And what
Mhm.
about you, Juan? Do you agree
So
with
first,
Jean-Philippe?
of course, yeah, certainly. But first, let me thank you for the introduction. I'm a little bit more humble, and uh, I think it's not about us, but I thank you anyway. So first, I do agree with Jean-Philippe. All the three challenges, we completely are in line with them. I would add to maybe two things. So the first one would be the need for cultural change in the teams, not only in the legal team, but in the whole company, for accepting the use of these legal tech solutions. And the second one would be finding the right legal solution, or finding legal technology to implement or to adopt. No, is which is also a challenge. It's not easy to solve.
Hmm. That is very good. And just I like very much that Jean-Philippe, she has in his position legal and innovation together, right? Juan, how
Mhm.
do you see the ability of the legal teams to be innovative?
So for us, so we don't we are a subsidiary of a French multinational company, and nowadays we do not have people specialized in legal operations. So we don't have teams specialized in innovation or in legal operations themselves. So it's us, the legal team, who is taking charge, or taking the lead in the implementation of all these tools. No? So uh, it varies from time to time, depends on the members of the team that decide to, or have a willingness to advance and to innovate. And everything we've done it in house. Um, Both the decision on the adoption and the finding of finding of the solution, the finding of the solution we wanted to adopt. And I would say that the legal the legal counsel, the members of the legal teams in companies, are very fond of and very keen on the idea of innovating and changing things that are as they are, no, as they were. So we have a very
Mm.
strong team, but all the team is very participative and trying to find new ways of doing. And right now we are under a transformation project, if I may say, which we called it Next. So thinking
Okay.
more about the next steps, or the future, in the idea of trying to find the legal department of the future. Well, there's a lot of talk about it. We are we are really trying to do something. So we have a within the whole team, we have a little team that is leading the way. And I would say there is a great attraction to the idea and to the project, and people are very motivated in the idea.
Amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. And to both of you again, if you had to choose one really disruptive technology for your firm to implement today and in the future, what do you think that one will be?
To come back to what we were saying before about changing the culture, I think that that's a great point. I think technology can do so much, but I think to change perspective on people, is another question. I would say that one of the things that we did at Ubisoft that was really good is to create, really be creative in a lot of ways. So I think one of the tools I would love to implement is maybe something that has to do with, for example, design and communication. So maybe a tool that allows you to simply create, maybe to simplify how to communicate on legal topics. And also, this tool will be able to reshape the process of communicating that content. So not only you can create new content to change the image of the legal counsel, and also change the way that you're creating legal content, but also this tool will allow you to change your process. So this tool will allow you to ask questions to your business partner first, to yourself about what you're trying to do, and then we'll create a way to have this content flow and put it in the flow of your legal request or your work as a legal counsel. So not only the content but also the process. I think that would be something that I would love to implement within a CLM or within a product already existing.
Okay, wonderful. And what about you, Juan?
So if I may, so give two answers. So one
Yes.
the first one would be so what we've been doing and we have done and in the past, because I do think it has been very disruptive within the organization. We did implement an automation tool for contracts. So and
Okay.
we started in a few years ago, and since we implemented it in 2018, we over almost 700,000 documents uh, have gone through the tool without almost without intervention of the legal department. So we really have done a lot of work in designing and uploading templates and trying to avoid and accelerate the activity of the company by trying to avoid our intervention. We will be the company. I mean, the rate of the pace and the amount of work, the workload that we have, would be impossible if we hadn't done this in the past. So I think this tool was really disruptive. But if I were to think about one for the future and for the very future, and just as a wish, as a Christmas present, would be a robot, a lawyer robot that could substitute
Oh,
us lawyers from handling the issues with clients and the urgency and always the pressure. So that would be great to have a robot within our teams.
oh my God. That is very disruptive. I'm not sure that many lawyers will be very happy, no, with that innovation. Yeah.
Well, I
Okay.
would say the same thing as with the automation, because when you start talking about automation and trying to avoid the need and the participation of lawyers in the process, so it's very scary. Also, it's scary from a legal security point of view, but it's also very scary from the perspective of the lawyer, because what is going to happen with me? What am I going to do if I'm not participating in the process? No? But if we hadn't done it, we wouldn't have survived, and no one has lost their job. So we are changing our
Yeah.
the lawyer, the evolution of our job is great. It's incredible at an incredible pace, and we try to focus on more value-added jobs and consultations than in very and all the things that can be automated. And was this is one of our major focus. So we are trying to automate everything that can be automated.
Exactly, that is the thing. No, is to leave to humans the intelligence and the strategy and the advisory to the clients, and well, let the machines handle the repetition and the tasks that are boring and no one wants to do. That is that is a thing, the real thing. Okay, no, yeah, let's go for the next question. So, what do you think has been the biggest change in your areas in the recent years? And talking about culture, has it been cultural or has it been technological?
So if I
I
can
think,
start this time,
yeah, go ahead, go
Yes,
ahead.
fine, go
okay.
ahead, go ahead.
Thank you, Jean-Philippe.
Yes.
So I would think both things are very relevant to the change of the organization, both cultural and technological. But sometimes, and this is what we also have experienced, is that sometimes technology allows the cultural change to happen also, no? Because people start to believe in things they wouldn't have imagined. So I think both things are very relevant, and if you are able and you are so lucky enough to find the right technology, um, people will be on board and really drive change. No? So
And which one in your case has been like the biggest change, no, the that has the more impact in your area, if that has already happened?
Well, I say so. I think I would say this adoption of technology, the concept itself.
Okay.
So, as I was
Okay, the
saying to you
concept,
before,
the whole
with this
concept.
automate, yeah, yes, yes. So we are very focused on finding new technologies for every single thing we do. So we try to try to have the right software for everything we do, and when we put in place a project or new things, we are always trying to find legal help, legal solutions, and legal technologies that can put a standard and can help us going through see everything through dashboards and automation if possible. So I would say the idea of changing and trying to adopt technology, I would say this has been a radical change for us in the past years.
And what about you, Jean-Philippe?
It's been completely culture, but I have to say that when I was at Ubisoft for 7 years, and for 3 of them I was a legal counsel, and then I joined the innovation team, which was just
Mhm.
created,
Okay.
and me as a lawyer in the team joining was a sign and a message to the team that we are all innovators. I mean, obviously, I had skills more in project management, also in creative projects. So that's why also they trusted me with to join the team. And then we grew so much, having a developer, having a content manager, having two designers, but I can tell you the list of projects we did, automation, general platform for request, the evolution we put in place. But I can tell you that my story and the story of growth of this team has been the main story, and people are still asking us questions like how you build your projects, like how do you put in place this type of teams, how do you create them, how do you make them grow. And so I would say that, culturally, we managed to say we are all innovators, bring your projects. Obviously, there's a lot of challenges in that, because it's not always easy to build
Mm.
and have and follow innovative projects. But the culture has changed. So lawyers are now more comfortable to, propose projects. Now they have to also learn that innovation is not an easy thing. It's not. First of all, it's not quick. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and it takes commitment, and that's the next step of our cultural change. So I would definitely say that even right now, talking about it, and even with all the technology we put in place, the culture change and the transformation change is the main our main goal, and this is where we grew the most.
Well, it's impressive that you both talked, about cultural change, and so that makes me think like, how long has it taken in your companies to achieve this cultural change? Uh, it's been like 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. It hasn't finished, Juan.
I mean, if you're talking about in the legal team, our team has been 4 years old. So, but before that,
Okay.
we already had a platform. So we already had existing tech, but then automation came in place. The building of our teams for 4 years. But I mean, Ubisoft isn't innovative company in any case. So the change, has been pushed by, I guess, business units from before. But I guess in the legal team, maybe, yeah, 4 or 5 years. And obviously all the projects are not taking that much time. But yeah, I would say you have to count at least 2 or 3 years in order to really see um, results that you can really be happy about.
Hmm. Okay. And Juan, in your case?
No, I agree. You cannot automate transformation, if I if I may use the word. But I think it's like the never-ending story. So we are going to be in permanent transformation in our jobs, in our lives. Carrefour itself is has been going through a digital transformation for the whole activity of the retail activity of the company, and one of our goals is to become a digital retail company. So it's already embedded in our DNA, if you want, this idea of transformation and adoption of technology and digitization. No? However, in the legal team, we've been doing things. I mean, not like today, but we did start a long time ago, or like with the tools that existed at the time. So, for instance, different DMS or document management systems, etc. And lately, we've been adopting or trying to adopt new technologies. But I would say it takes time, but I think it's going to be permanent. So the idea of transformation and evolution and trying to work differently, it's a basic nowadays. No, I would say.
Hmm. Exactly, and I guess that once you start, it's addictive. No, you see so
Yes.
many advantages that you want more. No, more technology for
Yeah.
different processes, and well, you see that is a
Yeah.
differentiator.
Right. And
Mm.
innovation is not only technology. No, well,
Yeah,
uh,
that's right.
technology is a part of the innovation process. No.
Mm.
What we are trying to do in our project of transformation is innovate, do things differently, uh, and that at the end. So with the team, with trying to change the user experience, the internal client experience within the company, and then lastly, thanks to the use of new technologies if needed. No, so I think it's a whole process, and the idea of innovating it's absolutely necessary. No, also thanks
Mm.
to legal technology, legal tech. Yes.
Exactly. Very good. Changing the topic now, we've all heard about open technologies that connect, different tools in the offices, in the processes. I think one of you were talking about this before. And have you implemented these kind of technologies in your companies? Do you think that is the way moving forward, or not really? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I agree with what Jean-Philippe said before. I don't know if it's open so that all the technologies connect each other. So within the legal team, or the technologies we use in the legal team, we we have faced in the past, and we still keep facing issues that avoid the use of new solutions or new technologies due to this not due to the fact that we cannot connect them. No? So in the past, for instance, we did use IBM Lotus Notes, and it wasn't easy to
Okay.
connect this tool with others in the market. Now we are using Google, and sometimes the same thing happens because not every, as you said, not every technology talks to the other ones. We are using one, the automation tool that is very flexible and allows to interconnect with other departments of the company. But I would say this is one of the challenges of legal technology. Not only that they connect each other, so that I mean, I think for a lot of us, the ideal would be to find a solution that not everything maybe, but with using it, we could find a solution for most of the things we do in the legal department. So, because you need to have a CLM, automation tool, a document management system. So you really need to have maybe too many different technologies, and that is also a problem for us. No? It's time consuming and
Hmm. You're right.
I think
Jean-Philippe?
it's I mean, as every person trying to innovate and push different solution, um, interconnection is a very big topic. It seems like a lot of the companies that are providing services obviously are, trying to protect their, part of the market, and it's hard for them to then connect with either competitors or either companies that they are not aware of. What you do as a company is to really focus on what are your strategy, and what are our goals, and then you could actually focus on a or some solutions that are responding to those strategic goals. And then you focus on that. I truly believe that less is more, actually. So for me, yes, it's really hard to find solutions that are doing a lot. But for example, if you look at SharePoint, for example, you can do a lot of different things with SharePoint, and you can do, like, an internal library, with presentation. You could do a lot of editorial presentation, in order to present content that you want available to your business partners, who can also have access to that SharePoint. Now, be careful, because your SharePoint, you're not going to have your contract life cycle there, or so different
Mm.
solutions can respond to different needs, and that's okay. But less solution, let's try to regroup as much as possible. And then, if it means that we're going to have two or three, then let's have two or three, but let's have two or three that are regrouping as much as possible things. We don't put your automation on one side, and then your CLM on the other side, and then your SharePoint on the other side. So, like, try to regroup, make it as user friendly as possible. Of course, that's on the companies that are providing services to do that, and also on yourself, to talk to your lawyers,
Mm.
to talk to your business partners about how do you going to use
Mm.
this tool, and then you could go for it. I don't know if this answered your question. It's a bit complicated, but it's a complicated question as well. So
No, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that is amazing your answers, no, and it's a luxury to have two experienced leaders like you here today in this roundtable. And so the next question is about mistakes, no? You've done so much. I mean, and in your road to innovation, can you share with us any mistake that you've made in your way, and or a learning that has been relevant for you, and that you can share with the audience today?
Yeah, of course. So I'm sure many even more than we even think, are really are really conscious of the mistakes we've done. No? So maybe we are doing mistakes right at this very time, at this very moment. But one of them was, at one point, believing in what the seller of the technology was saying. No, we did make a change of a DMS to another one, and at the end, the new one didn't have all the capabilities and functionalities that we had been told. So this is maybe one of the things you have to go through in this idea of making things and improving and failing. No, but the learning for us was, it's no problem. We change. We found another one, and it's not, and I think we will see that in the future a lot more. No, we will be changing from one solution to another, carefully, but changing, no, and finding new solutions that will be. The market is very very active, and the legal tech market is incredible, and I'm sure we are going to be seeing new solutions, new technologies, and new ideas appearing, and we will be forced to change and from one technology to another one. I think I think at least something we learn, and I think is going to that might happen to all of us.
It does, it does. In your case, Jean-Philippe?
I think in our case, I think it's saying, when we started the team, we had we had a couple of success, and the team responded really well by, asking a lot of new things, new projects, new automation. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. What about this? What about that? I think one of the mistakes we made was to say yes to a lot of things, instead of, we should think about this, or let's talk more, or maybe not right now, and I think this mistake is to maybe not thinking too much about why, and the strategic points of all the projects, and then trying to do a lot at once. Obviously, you know where I'm going. We ended up having a lot on our plates, and obviously, it's not sustainable because then, as I said before, less is more. So, you know, not rushing projects, but just trying to finish projects. Maybe at the end, not really doing, for example, questionnaires about, how did this project go, maybe even doing questionnaire when the project is over after 3 months, for example, saying, hey, is this project working? But you don't have time because you're already working on five different other ones, so I think it's what we called in French the la rançon du succès. So it's when you become successful and a lot happening, so it's good. But I think a lot of teams should be more careful with innovation projects, ask more questions on different projects, and learn to go slower and less, but focus on big interesting projects, not only for the legal team but also for the whole company. And I think and also question those projects before and more after. So yeah, I think that's what I learned throughout the time managing innovative project in the legal field.
Magnifique. Ça, c'est magnifique. Yeah. Then, listen, a couple more questions. So, as I said, I mean, you're in the vanguard, no, of the legal world, and today I would like you to challenge, no, to challenge the people that are listening to us, and what will be the challenge that you pose to some people that they are now at the beginning of the road, at the beginning of the journey towards innovation, legal innovation in their companies? Is there a challenge? Is there a like a hey, how will you start? What a challenge would you like to pose?
Jean-Philippe, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I can
Not
go.
a
I
tough
can go. I
one, eh?
could go.
Not a tough one.
I I I, I would say I studied law, so I studied law for a long time. So I say this with a lot of respect for my colleagues. Uh, I think we have a very difficulties as lawyers to challenge ourselves personally, but I mean, I'm talking about deep down as persons. And this has an effect on when we work with innovation, because innovation is about deconstructing a lot of things that you believe or that and challenge yourself and move forward and imagine things that are not there. For example, imagine things that are going against things that you thought were the truth. I've heard things such as, oh, I'm never going to work with Miro, I'm never going to do this, I'm never going to do that, this is not for me. And it really, I said, why? Why? So it's I think the main, for me, one challenge for lawyer is to ask questions to five different people around you working with legal, and ask them difficult questions such as, how is the process with legal? How would you what do you think about it? Do you appreciate, what would be the thing that you would want to change? Why? What could we do better? What are we doing good? An honest conversation about not only technology in place, but also processes, also personnel, and to really start with a deconstructions of how we work right now to build something in the future that is better. I think for me, specifically working in legal and innovation, that would be the challenge that I would give to anyone. I could obviously help with the questionnaire. Design is a very great tool for that. So if you need, don't hesitate to contact me. But yeah, that would be my challenge.
That's very generous. And Juan, in your case,
Yeah, as you said, Laura, this is it's a very difficult question. Start to put a challenge or give an advice in this kind of in our field. No, it's as you said, every organization is different, every legal department is different, and the needs we all have are also very different. However, if I could say something, I would say that we need to be permanently curious about the things that are happening. And so I would say take a look at what other organizations are doing. Try to find, as Jean-Philippe said, but even in technology, what are the needs of your clients, even for law firms or in-house counsels. So what is the need of your client? You know, what are they expecting from us? I mean, there's always this idea about legal departments that we are stoppers, or but that's difficult to change. But I think we can try to look at our function differently, trying to see through the eyes of our clients, and trying to find, if you want to find a solution that can change, that be a life changer. Maybe don't focus only on solutions for your legal department, but look for solutions that can be a solution for your clients within the company or outside the company. So when this is something that we did, and for part of the solutions we implemented, we're thinking the idea was to think about what was the result and the solution the client would be adopting and using. So I think maybe this could be an idea that could help um, others in the process of transformation or trying to find new ways of working.
Well, I completely agree, right? Because I mean, the value of a lawyer thinking out of the box is huge. I mean, because you have so much knowledge, no? And if you think in an innovative way, you're gonna come up with solutions that are not only for, I mean, for lawyers, but for the business, right? I mean, it can improve so much the business. So I completely agree. And listen, as the last question of today, I'd like to pose to you a difficult one. No, the other day I was in a meeting and we were about 10 people, and someone asked, "What is metaverse for you?" And there were 10 different answers. So now I am very curious because the big innovation ahead of all of us is metaverse, and it's ahead of business, legal departments, logistics, everything. So, thinking out of the box, what is metaverse for you?
Out of the
Yeah,
box.
I'm gonna give. Yeah.
Who wants to start?
So-
Who wants to
so,
start?
yeah, it's I don't know if it's a disappointing answer, or I haven't been, you know, in like in touch with the metaverse enough. I think that I've tried to focus on, things that are really much connected to today's, ESG, diversity and inclusion, innovation. Those sort of topics have been taking a lot of the space in my life, and working personally as a person, as a member of society. So as an expat moving to a different city, so I have to say, like, metaverse has on my list, is somewhere a bit at the bottom, I have to say. But yeah, I'm not, I cannot say anything about metaverse. So also, if you want to get in touch and give me more infos about that topic, please get in touch, and I would
Well,
love to
listen,
discuss about
Jean-Philippe.
this.
One thing here, you said that you haven't been in touch with metaverse. I think no one has been in touch with metaverse. No, it's
Is that
it's
is
something
that
that
Okay.
it's like the fairs now, and it's like everybody talks about it, but no one knows what really is. This is why I say
It will
that
be big.
there's so many opinions.
It will be
So
big. I think it will be big. I have a lot of, especially in Berlin. There's a lot. I have a lot of contract, working a lot with the metaverse, with NFTs. It does a lot for access to a lot of things. So it could really help in a lot of ways, law to be more accessible to people that are not, cannot be touching in real life. But again, at this point of time, it is, yeah, it's too much out of touch for me, literally, to get involved. So that's my answer. That's my answer.
Very good. What about you, Juan?
It's further away than the moon, no, I would say. No,
Yes,
I think
yes.
I think so. Maybe before thinking out of the box, I would say it might be an opportunity, for businesses and even law firms and companies. So, well, I don't know if Ubisoft Carrefour has already a space in the metaverse and it's selling NFTs. I think just to try to, it's another way of communicating with clients and consumers. No, maybe that's something you have to try. And as a company, as an activity, law firms are also trying to make meetings and uh, even some companies are holding shareholders meeting in the metaverse. I don't know if it's really something that you have to do, but well, I think people are trying to be innovative in the way they think and they work. And this is another tool, another way of doing it. No, I would say it is still very far away for a really a real use for consumers and as legal also. No, I would say it's not a field of work for lawyers, and but I wouldn't say very much than that.
Hmm. Well, for Carrefour, well, it may make
Mm.
some sense, right? To have
Yeah,
a person like trying to figure out or touch the products, have the sense of the products before acquiring them, no, something like that. But well,
yeah,
who knows? Uh,
yeah,
as you
yeah.
say,
I-
is
there's a store in the metaverse and trying new things, and trying to get in touch with younger clients also, no, who can be more close to the metaverse than ourselves. And maybe clients from Ubisoft, no, that
yes.
keep on playing video games not only at home but also through the metaverse, no, in the metaverse.
Oh
So
yeah.
I think it's a way of keeping connected with the actual reality, the future, the innovation world also. No? So I think something you must try, you must do, but I think we are far away from a real metaverse operating as another world, no? As a physical world.
Yeah, I agree. Well, listen, I mean, it's been a complete pleasure, Juan, Jean-Philippe, to have you here today. I think we've learned a lot, and I think you've inspired our audience, no? Especially those that are behind in the road to innovation. So, thank you so much for your time today, and well, I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thank you.
having us.
I
Thank
think
you so much.
hope it will be useful for the audience.
Yeah, I'm sure it
Yes,
is.
same. And don't hesitate to keep in touch if you have more
Yes,
questions. As I said before,
absolutely.
yeah, sharing knowledge is also very important for this community to grow and to move forward.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.